everyone. Camera's always pointed down to her.
Sorry, I sit lower than you do. I set up the stream every morning, so it all ends up being the right height for me.
You're like 2 inches shorter than me now. Oh, that's okay.
Just gotta put that out there. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Kitchen Witch.
And good morning. I am Lysander Xanthus, and this is the Morning Metaphysical Report. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the day's astrology, numerology, and some other helpful information for your day.
It's brilliant. We've got some fun things for you today, so I hope you're all ready to have a good time.
Alright. So I like to start the day with a little energy clearing and blessing. I'm going to use the selenite crystal to send you healing and peaceful energy. I bless you with peace and healing. I bless you with clarity, to be free of energy that doesn't belong to you. For any blocks you are carrying to be loosened, and to feel like you can spread your wings. I bless your day ahead, that your path be clear, and that you go in the right direction. I bless your day that everyone be helpful, that it's full of good experiences and good company, that you have the courage to step forward. Be blessed.
Brilliant. That singing bowl really hit deep today. Sometimes you gotta shake loose all that stagnant energy, right?
I'm glad. Alright, so now let us go over the astrology for today. Alright, so we have
Doom and gloom. Doom and gloom. Didn't everything just go direct or something like that?
Yeah, that happened when, Uranus went direct, so that was actually a few days ago.
I've just been seeing memes about how we should all be terrified, which is pretty funny.
No. Okay, so yes, all the planets are direct right now. When they're glowing, they're in retrograde. The map I use also includes some smaller bodies, like meteors and such, but I don't include those. So all the planets are direct, and that happened, on Friday. And, retrograde is like a time of reviewing stuff and reassessing things, so that means we're not doing any of that right now. No second guessing. No more time for rumination. It's time to
Get her done.
to do things. Sorry, I will move the mic closer, but until we can get better equipment, the sound will never be good.
True story, guys.
Sorry. If you want to help us fix that, please visit Patreon.
More than happy to get the assistance in fixing.
Link is in the description of the video. All right, continuing. Sorry, you really threw me with that. Apparently.
Oh, sorry. Let's start over. Let's do the astrology for the day.
I'll tell you about them being direct in a moment. So we have a bunch of planets in Capricorn, which is the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. So all these planets together are really urging us to make decisions for ourselves, to start leading our own lives, and to become... It's really up to us to change our circumstances. You can't wait on the other people or the situation to change. You've got to make a decision about where you want to go and to act accordingly. Saturn. Gosh, my throat's really dry today.
It's really dry in our room at the moment because the heater was up all night because it was cold. I'll get out.
Alright, so Saturn and Pluto are together. So this is kind of like a conjunction, and the energies of like a wake-up call, bringing things to awareness, and a shedding of things that aren't really conducive to us being all that we can be, which may be a pleasant experience and a relief, or it could seem a bit tumultuous and like the worst has finally come to pass. But don't worry, it will all be good in the end with Jupiter and the Sun in this house. This brings not only transformation, but opportunities and clarity. Mars is in Sagittarius, so we are driven to explore the possibilities and look beyond what we have known, and make new discoveries about what is possible for us. Venus and Neptune are in Pisces. So in our relationships and love life, we are feeling very sensitive, emotional, yearning for depth of connection, depth of intimacy. Alternatively, we may also be feeling moody. Or we may also, there may be a strong element of fantasy or romanticizing at play, where we may not see things as they are, but under our own, an illusion, or how maybe we'd like them to be. Neptune being here, however, does connect us with our deeper feelings and intuitions. So I feel as though this is quite an interesting place. You may be having some interesting dreams, especially if you have someone special on your mind. Uranus is in Taurus. So this revolutionary planet has come to shake things up in all of your comfort zones and all the areas of your life that pertain to your sense of security and stability. Let it get shaken up so that a new pattern can emerge. The moon is in Virgo. So we are feeling a need to be of service to others, we may be feeling a bit hypercritical, but there's also a desire for a sense of order in our lives and organization, and for everything to be in their proper place. Alright, and now for some of the aspects. The moon is sextile to Mars and in triune with Mercury. So our desire for everything to be in its proper place plays nicely with where our mind is, where it's time to kind of act on things and to organize our lives in an external way and to take action. And with Mars, it lends an additional influence of wanting to discover what's possible for life to like be better and to work better, not only for ourselves but for those around us. That looks about it. And as was mentioned before, all the planets are direct, so there's no time of reassessing or thinking about things any longer. It's like a great time to push forward, to move forward. Anything that has been on hold or standstill, it's a time of movement because nothing is going backwards. But we know it's a optical illusion. It's more like a sense of thinking of retrograde as like going back over something. Like, for example, if you wrote something and then you went back and read it, what you wrote. That's kind of the idea. Thank you for all the shares. That does conclude the astrology for today.
Woo! Astrology. And of course, if you missed any of the astrology, you can check out the notes on the main screen.
Yes. So now it is time for the numerology of the day.
It was not the greatest numerology to do. I was reading through everything last night, like, hey, I don't like this day.
So it is a 6 day. 1 and 5 is 6. A 6 vibration is a nurturing vibration that tends to be a caretaker. Let us see this mess back in here.
Oh man, it's a mess.
So the 15th is a 6 day. If you have had a falling out or perhaps have argued with your partner recently, then now is the time to bury the hatchet and say you're sorry. Any conflicts can be reconciled today. This is also a favorable day for social gatherings, meetings, or just visiting friends. 6 is a nurturing, emotional kind of number, so that is why the focus is of kind of nurturing your relationships, especially ones where there's any tension and resolving things.
I'm having a problem with a friend, that's why I was like, oh no, numerology, why?
Although it says it would be a good day to do it, not that you have to.
That's true, but I feel inclined to. But who wants that emotional trauma? I don't know.
I know, having to apologize. Who wants to do that?
Well,
especially when
I'm
you're
not
not
the one
sorry.
that needs to apologize.
Especially when you're not sorry.
I'm not the one that needs to apologize.
Mm.
No, it's all good.
Indeed, Sandy.
Yes.
It's a day of forgiveness.
Absolutely. Sometimes burying the hatchet means being the bigger person, even when we don't feel like it.
All right, so now it is time for the crystal healing of the day. And today's crystal is carnelian. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this stone, and then we will do the healing.
Fantastic. Carnelian's one of my favorite stones. A few amazing pieces.
A stabilizing stone, carnelian restores vitality and motivation and stimulates creativity. It gives courage, promotes positive life choices, dispels apathy, and motivates for success. Carnelian is useful for overcoming abuse of any kind. It helps in trusting yourself and your perceptions. Well, that sounds like that could be useful. All right. But you are going to experience the energy of this crystal for yourself. So if you would like to participate in this crystal healing, make yourself comfortable, relax, and allow yourself to connect with the energy of this crystal. Did you want me to use this mala in this?
That's up to you. I was providing it in case you wanted to boost the signal.
All right. So I have this large palm piece, and I also have this mala or prayer beads that my fiance knotted.
Lovingly handcrafted. That's the appropriate term.
Lovingly handcrafted with intention. This is also carnelian, so this is something she makes, and I'm going to be using it in the healing today as well. I'll wrap it around my dominant hand. Alright, and we will begin the healing. Resting this on your chest. The energy of this crystal wants to connect your heart with the rest of your being, and to really bring you in touch with your own vitality. I'm not sure how you will experience it, but to me it feels a lot like feeling like you could breathe fire. Rest this on the third eye, which is not only psychic ability, but your mental capacities. Wants to bring all of what you are to your conscious awareness and your feelings to conscious awareness. I sense that some of you may have a little dissociation from yourselves or from your present moment. This is meant to help bring you back and ground your mind and your body so that you can be one whole, complete being. And spread a little incense around you now. Just breathe it in. This incense clears, it blesses, and it brings you into greater alignment with your own being. And what alignment means is bringing your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your body together into one being, not being fully present in yourself and in the moment, not being up in the clouds, not being immersed in your feelings, not only living in your physicality, not being up in the spiritual realms, but altogether here as a complete being, because only there can you access the full power. Okay. This concludes the crystal healing with carnelian. This is definitely the best piece of it that we have.
Oh, that stone, I love that one. That is my makes me feel better when I'm freaking out stone. It's so smooth.
It is a very nice piece. I'm very fond of it as well. Heals me. And of course there is the mug.
Yeah.
This is very nice as well. It's kind of long, so I'm trying to bring it back together so it can actually see some of it.
It is one of my favorite ways to meditate, is to not only use malas, but to create them.
Yeah.
The stringing and knotting is very peaceful for me. But they are fantastic for affirmations, they're fantastic for meditation, and my malas are extra special. They've got that little skull at the end instead of a tassel, because skulls represent, in some ancient traditions, represent the spirit of life.
Yes. We will hear more about these in a moment. We are going to move into our affirmation for the day. And after that, actually, we will
talk about it
in our magic tip.
Carla was commenting that there was a lot of pressure on her throat. Carnelian is also an opener. It opens us up to communication. It opens us up to expression. So that pressure on your throat was the carnelian trying to unlock that throat chakra.
Yeah. While I was doing, or you finish.
No, go ahead.
While I was
Don't choke.
while I was doing the energy work and connecting your mind to the rest of the body, like this is collectively, I'm just saying what I saw generally to see if maybe that clarifies things for Carla as well, is that the separation occurred at the throat. Sometimes in people's energy there's like a line here, or the flow stops here because the mind is disassociated from the body. You're not really living in yourself, you're just living here. And sometimes part of that is not expressing yourself as well, or feeling suppressed in that way. So that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Carnelian, there's several really great stones that are great for opening up the throat chakra and encouraging that communication. I'll have to look it up at some point, but we can definitely maybe do a lesson on that in our community soon, maybe today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. we do a short video on crystals that help with chakras.
Hi, sweetie.
So I hope that explains the pressure on your throat, Carla.
Hi, sweetie. Come here.
Hashtag more cats.
So,
There it is, guys. The moment you've been waiting for. Hashtag more cats.
come here, sweetheart.
Oh, she put her face right in the camera today. Look at that.
I know.
She wanted to say hi. Hi, everybody.
So we are moving to the affirmation of the day. It is good to take a moment to sit in the energy you've received after a healing.
You coming back to Mommy? Come here, my baby. I love you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a clumsy jump. That was clumsy. Knocking things everywhere.
Speaking of cats, earlier Patricia Mayo was asking for healing prayers for Trouble McStinker, which is a cat, for those of you who don't know.
I have a crystal put aside with Trouble's name on it, so that he's getting some healing energy. But yes, Trouble is one of my mother's cats. Everyone send a little love to Trouble today. He's been having to go to the vet. He's having some difficulty. He's a little bit sick, so hopefully everything will be okay. I think he's gonna be all right there. I've got a good feeling.
All right. Well, let us move into the affirmation. This affirmation comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. And this one is for nail biting. So even if this isn't an issue that you have in particular, it's still a good affirmation. And I would like to read it to you the first few times so that you can focus on taking the words in rather than saying them. But we will also say it together a few times. It is safe for me to grow up. I now handle my own life with joy and ease. It is safe for me to grow up. I now handle my own life with joy and ease. It is safe for you to grow up. You now handle your own life with joy and ease. It is safe for you to grow up. You now handle your own life with joy and ease. Now let's say it together 3 times. It is safe for me to grow up. I now handle my own life with joy and ease. It is safe for me to grow up. I now handle my own life with joy and ease. It is safe for me to grow up. I now handle my own life with joy and ease. So that is the affirmation for today.
Which of course comes from our favorite book, which is Heal Your Body by Louise Hay.
So just for some insight into why this is the affirmation for nail biting, the emotions that lay underneath it are frustration, eating away at the self, and spite of a parent. So it's like in some way kind of part of you never having grown up. And sometimes it doesn't feel safe to enter adulthood fully in all ways, and to let the parents relinquish their role fully, and to become fully responsible for ourselves. All right, now it is time for the magic tip of the day.
Ooh, I love the magic tip of the day. What do we got today?
So, the magic tip of the day pertains to mala, or prayer beads of any kind, which include mala or rosaries, etc.
All right,
And
kiddo.
we have a cat.
We have cats. Hashtag more cats.
Hi, sweetheart.
Everyone loves you, Areshka doll. I know, you need more attention, don't you? Come here, Bubba.
So love, I'm not sure what to say about them.
Well, we were going to talk a little bit about how malas are great for meditation and affirmation and why. That That was my tip of the day, was to,
All right. So,
I mean, I can do it for you, but that's all I was going to say is the Kitchen Witch's tip of the day is
all right. Thank you for sitting.
is using malas to focus.
She's actually
on,
sitting on my desk. Let's see if we can see her. There you go. Well, this is better anyway, so you can kind of see the mala more. So we have Cat on my desk. So the magic tip of the day is that prayer beads are an excellent focusing tool, especially if you work with affirmations or if you have like a spoken component of your ritual or spell work. You can use a mala to keep track, because the thing that you do is that for each time you recite an affirmation or the spell, you move up one bead and kind of go like that all the way around until you come back to the skull in this case. This mala in particular has 108 beads, which is a traditional number because it comes down to the number 9, which is the number of completion, among other things.
It is these malas are made in the Tibetan Buddhist style.
Indeed. I'm going to switch camera so you can see this one in particular better. So this one is made of rhodonite. This is associated to the heart chakra and helps heal emotions and love, or issues of love. They can be made of any material. I like crystal a lot.
Just because you get the added benefits of having that crystal in your spell work or in your prayer, which that's why we have so many. There's a mala for everything in our house.
There is. I have a howlite one that I'm very fond of. So my fiance does make these. And she does sell them on rare occasions. It's not like a big thing she does. Sometimes as part of her meditation, she'll sit down and she'll craft a few and then sell them, because we don't really need more of them around the house. We have quite a few.
Yeah, they pile up in my house.
So
if you guys are interested, check out the Kitchen Witch. There is a link in the description of this video today, because there were too many piled up at my house right now.
So she does make them in a meditative state, and it helps her find her own peace and calm. So obviously, I know a lot of people clear their tools when they bring them home, but they have been made with a good energy as well. This is the carnelian one again.
Which brings us to our other tip of the day, which is crafting is magic.
Yes, this one is desert jasper.
That one is desert jasper. And I've got like 6 other types piled up that are taking up space.
Yeah, Arisha's sitting on my notes. Come here, baby. Alright, so along with that is that crafts make great spells, such as something like creating prayer beads. Those are especially great because it's just, you put on a bead, you tie a knot, put on another bead, you tie a knot. It's very repetitive. So it's very helpful for focusing. Crafts that are less complicated are probably more conducive, such as sewing and weaving, and like hand sewing, not using the machine. Not that you can't use a machine to sew in your magic, but there's a kind of repetitiveness and bringing yourself in the present moment when you're sewing by hand as part of your spell work. And the same for weaving, whether you're crocheting or knitting or actually weaving on a loom. If you do that, you're cool.
One of those cool kids.
Dream catchers are a great thing to weave in a magical context. They have a lot more applications than just catching your bad dreams.
If anyone is interested in the malas, check out my page. I do have them in a listing on there, or feel free to message one of us and we'll definitely help you out with that, because you are helping us out with the speaking of dream catchers, dream catchers are something else that I really enjoy doing as a means of spell work. And sometime here in the next 2 weeks, because I've been itching to do it, I'm going to be doing a dream catcher spell, and I've decided to do it live this time. So I'm going to sit and weave and talk about the way that dream catcher spells work. So you've got that to look forward to, everybody.
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe I'd show them one of my dolls.
Okay, can we grab somebody?
Yeah, like little you.
Okay.
So yeah, just as another example of like what that could look like. I don't do it so much now because I don't have the time anymore so much. But I used to craft spirit dolls, and I've made like 50 of these things. Each one is like completely unique, but this is like the second doll I ever made, and it's mine. He's not for sale. So this was an act of magic, and I ritualistically enchanted him to serve the purpose that he serves. And, yeah, so he's like hair and such. And this is one that my fiance made, obviously in a similar style.
And they've got different spell work embedded in them.
And so I've made many of these for other people for various purposes over the years. Somewhere I have pictures of them, but it's just more of an example of crafting as magic. And these are hand sewn, and each of the hairs was sewn on one at a time and painted. And so one painting is also fairly repetitive and action.
So yes, crafting is magic. That's definitely true.
Thank you, Sandy. Yes, I love these dolls. I haven't touched this one in a while, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding mine too. Also, something, if you guys are interested in learning more about spirit dolls or learning more about any of the crafts that we have mentioned today, please feel free to check out the Kitchen Witch, send me a message.
Yes,
and
that is a Facebook page, by the way, so if you
Yes.
search The Kitchen Witch,
Link
and
is in the comments.
you know what Eliza looks like, short red hair, round face, witchy looking.
Link is in the comments. It's also in the description of the main video. I'd be happy to talk to you about how to craft these things yourselves, or if you're interested, we do on rare occasion make custom dolls for people. And
Yeah, just a FYI, I didn't start by advertising them because they are expensive, because I hand sew them in one sitting, so it is me sitting for like 9 hours making your doll. And that is because it is ritualistically made. It has to be done in one sitting. So I do ask a lot.
right,
And
So-
that's why I wasn't advertising them.
we're not advertising the dolls, but if you feel
Like you
inclined
have to have one, I
you
will
can.
make it.
you can contact us.
I will make it, but it's just like more like a warning. Don't choke when I tell you how much I'm going to ask for it.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm also willing to give you guidance
Yeah.
on creating
I could just
your
tell
own.
you how to make your own as
Yes.
well. The malas are not crazy expensive.
No, they're
They're right.
they're $15. They're not like
So
they're not crazy. It's just to cover my materials. You're all good. All right, we need to move on. Where are we?
yes, we will do crafting videos later. Alrighty. So now is the card reading of the day.
Oh my god, we haven't done the card reading.
Well, no, it's the magic tip. I mean, for what it's worth, it's the
No.
card reading, then the announcements, then the book reading, and that's it. So we're not really that far behind at
No,
all.
I was having a laugh. We've actually been sitting here just gabbing at each other this whole time. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's get on with this. Card reading of the day.
So
Card
I
reading
will
of the day.
choose a deck in a moment.
We got too chatty there for a minute. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's a lot of information. You know?
Need to make sure the magic tip of the day doesn't go for 20 minutes.
Well, that's why it's a segment. It's not supposed to be short, actually. It's supposed to spur conversation.
Sure.
But anyway.
Card reading.
So I'm going to be doing a card reading for all of you collectively. And this reading is going to give you some insight and guidance into your day ahead. So I'm going to choose a deck in a moment, and we will start the reading. See, babe, people like when we chat. Yeah.
I know Sandy likes us. I don't know if everybody likes us, but you know. I know Sandy likes when we talk. all I know is that when we get too chatty, our numbers drop.
Yeah.
So I gotta rein it in a little bit. I'm not being a good producer today.
It is true.
It is true.
Alright, so today's reading comes to you from the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. She is still on my desk, by the way.
Mm-hmm. She's got me comfortable.
So let's see what the cards have to say to us today. While I shuffle, we can look at cats. There. Now we're looking right at her.
Everybody's commenting on the various crafts and everything. I've been thinking for a while, since my kitchen is out of commission for the most part, I don't have the equipment to effectively do my kitchen witch videos. I have been thinking about doing a series of crafting videos. So it's good to hear that all of you are interested in that. I do think that that's something I'd like to do while I wait for my kitchen to, get stocked up on actual pans and things. So yeah, maybe I will start focusing a little bit of attention on some crafting videos. What do you think, dear?
I think that is a good idea, as long as it's fun for you.
Oh, you know me. What do I do all day? I create things. It's my thing. Hashtag my pants.
Staring at the dog upstairs again.
Oh yeah, doggo just came home. They went for walkies.
You're a deck of few words today.
What did you have? Oh, no, you need the other deck.
Oh yeah? Okay. Well, apparently we need the other deck. I mean, I did get a card, but we'll
Fine.
just...
You can read the one card, but Fully's not the right deck.
Maybe it was just the right deck for me today. Alright, we will try again. Hello, beautiful cat. So today's reading will come to you instead from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. Yeah, she is staring at the dog.
She was pretty intense for a moment there, huh?
Yeah. Glad we could share some things that are useful and interesting to everyone and that are new. And we are just very, I live the magic life. Or
Yeah.
pretty seriously deep in the craft. Not as a brag, just kind of like, we do all kinds of things.
From the moment we wake up in the morning until we go to bed at night, we live a very spiritual life. Our living room isn't set up to be a living room. It is a crystal covered meditation space. Our, our studio is covered in crystals. The way we cook is all influenced by intention. So everything we do every single day is part of the craft. It's part of living that that abundance and drawing all of it in. So it is a lifestyle for sure, and I'm glad that we have something we can share. Sometimes I feel like we're not that interesting.
Well, these are some big cards today. They're all from this deck's version of the Major Arcana.
Ooh, see, I told you.
Big movements. So I have a feeling it is possible that multiple parts of this reading will apply to people, but I feel as though each card stands strongly on its own, so there's a chance that people will only relate to one card or the other.
It's very possible that everyone's just got their own thing going on right now, so to reach everyone, we need to approach everyone.
So, I guess we could keep staring at a rush while I read the card description.
Hashtag more cats.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to switch it back so you guys can see the cards better, but trust me, she'll still be here.
She's comfortable. I'm not going anywhere.
So, while I'm reading the cards, we're going to come back to this. So the first card is Destiny. Good luck and fortune are now in your favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. Life ebbs and flows in its natural journey, and the Destiny card signifies that good karma has come full circle. Lady Luck is pointing directly at you. What you've sowed, you're about to reap. Open up your heart and accept and receive what you've earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is a time to allow your problems to be replaced by solutions. Believe in destiny as you learn to let go of old issues. You're being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom from the past, enabling you to move steadily forward in a positive direction. Holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life is the key. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. With this card, take advantage of all opportunities. Act now, take responsibility for your actions, and enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Don't always rely on luck, however, for the wheel most definitely will turn again. I also feel Destiny card is pointing at, destiny quite literally in some ways, where the call of your true soul's, your soul's true will, and your spiritual, like your actual destiny, is making itself shown, or an opportunity to get back on track is presenting itself. Alright, and now for the next card. So again, the comments, but it seems like my fiance's got it handled.
Yeah, I can definitely, we can definitely address these things independently as well, or verbally as well, but go ahead and finish the...
So, Power is the next card. As a spiritual being, you have unlimited power at your command. This card represents inner strength, willpower, courage, compassion, generosity, and love. At any moment, these beautiful qualities can assist you in coping with an adverse condition in front of you or the many surrounding your life. Set aside the necessary time to resolve such issues. Power represents more than physical external strength. It can also be channeled emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. When you have balance over body, mind, and soul, and with the power spirit, anything can be overcome to achieve a positive result. Power and strength can be developed to work in harmony in any given situation. Every obstacle, every error helps build your knowledge and understanding of the world around you. When you make a mistake, it's a chance for you to stop, listen, and ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? And how can I make this situation better? Mistakes are great wake-up calls in that they provide you with opportunities to discover your weaknesses, what needs to be changed, and which areas of your life need improving. Equally, they can be blessings in disguise. Just remember, you are power. Please read it.
Oh,
Next is awareness. This card is one of the key reminders that you already possess all of the tools to guide and direct you in your life. Whether it's wisdom, intuition, psychic skill, creativity, self-motivation, love, willpower, physical ability, or just pure courage, they're all a part of you. Once you learn to tap into and use them, you'll be amazed by the power and effect they can have. You have the ability to allow the universe to work in partnership with you. Together you can manifest change, whatever the desire may be, and bring about a positive outcome. This card represents your ability to create your own reality, to set ideas into motion and watch them grow. This card is often drawn when you're ready to switch directions, start a new project, or change careers. Now's the time to use positive thoughts, visualizations, and affirmations as you veer away from negativity. Knowledge is power and can lead to success. By having faith, keeping your willpower strong and directed, and by tapping into the tools that you possess, as well as calling on the magic from the universe, you can accomplish anything and everything you set out to do. And finally, fertility. Through this card, the manifestation of growth is on the horizon. You're the creator, and the seeds that have been planted in the past, whether they were happiness, comfort, abundance, prosperity, family, children, ideas, or even thoughts, are now ready to give birth into your world. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. Nurture them as they become strong and healthy. Open yourself to the life force of the universe. This card also represents femininity and Mother Earth, who is calling you. The arms of her beauty are reaching out. She wants to embrace you on her seashores, mountains, forests, and gardens. Go to her and meet her halfway. Acknowledge that the same energy that makes up the heavens, earth, plants, animal, and mineral kingdom is also part of you. Start nurturing yourself and infuse your soul with love and compassion. Soon others will see and feel your devotion. As you interact with others around you now, or even if you're in the midst of solving a problem, use gentle care and kindness as you handle such situations. This isn't a time for you to be inconsiderate, possessive, domineering, forceful, or pushy. Act from the loving space of your heart center. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices in order to care for and help others, as well as yourself. All right. That concludes the card reading for today. Very strong reminders to all.
fantastic. I think those were some great cards. I'm glad I told you to pick the other ones.
Yeah.
So, Sherry and Indigo and I were talking about crystals. Sherry had originally asked if we could give some advice on how to find crystals or choose crystals and how to tell if they're fake or not, which anyone who's tried to shop for crystals online knows that you could get a dyed piece of glass just as easily as an amethyst.
You know, I just don't buy online. There's like one resource that I've ever bought online from, and I trust it.
Yes, I was going to ask you to tell us about the company that's in Madagascar, right?
It is. Obviously, so it is a mine in Madagascar that ships internationally. It's called Madagascar Minerals. I'm going to find the website right now. Minerals. Obviously, because they actually, it's from their own mine, they don't have every single crystal available, so their selection is limited. Baby.
Outside of that particular website, I haven't found many resources that are, in fact, completely trustworthy or reliable.
Yeah. So, the thing is, last time, oh, they do have amethyst, for example. They have an amethyst quarry. And it comes in all kinds of shapes and stuff, and it is a wholesale site, so it's also significantly less than you might expect. At least it was for me. So I'm going to put their link into the comments now.
Yeah. Outside of that, you want to focus on things like rock and mineral shows, or gem shows are good too. If you have mines in your state, it's actually worth its weight in gold to spend the money, do the couple of hours worth of mining, and find things for yourself.
If you don't want to do it yourself, there are sometimes like mining clubs
and stuff too, or you can check out your local mining clubs.
Yeah, clubs of people who go and do it, and you can buy them off of them.
Most local mines will also have their own gift shops with things that they have taken out of their own mine. We have an opal mine not far from here, and they have their own gift shop where everything in it is from their mine. You know it's real, and you know it's been pulled out of the earth recently. You just need to make sure you're sourcing your material. Don't go to Amazon. Some metaphysical shops can be trustworthy. Definitely make sure that you're going in, you're feeling every crystal for yourself, you feel the energy off of it.
I mean, you shouldn't buy it anyway if it doesn't have energy, even if it is the real thing.
Yes, even if it's the real thing.
And even if it's not the real thing, if it has a strong energy, well...
Right.
If it's useful, it's useful.
Yeah,
if you're called to it, you're called to it. It doesn't matter if it is dyed agate.
I actually have a glass, like a cut glass, it's like a feng shui bauble that is actually like crazy powerful. I think it's because of where I got it. But I use it in my practices. I use it to balance energy. It's just a piece of glass. But sometimes, if it works, it works. Don't question it. Just
yeah. So obviously, you have to see the item in person to judge its energetic quality. I did pin the comment where I put the website on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna stay pinned just so that people see that it's there. So yes, because it is from a mine, they are real crystals.
So,
and my best crystals have been from there. So like this orb is actually from that company.
So Lysander dear, could you, Indigo was asking, how do you feel the energy? Can you give us an example of ways that you particularly sense energy in a crystal?
So if you're in a position to do so, everyone take your hands and clap really hard. And then rub your hands together. Now, hold them like this. Move them back and forth a little bit. Striking your hands can sensitize them to energetic differences. And the way energy feels can be a variety of different ways and can be very subtle. It can feel like a pulse, heat, chill, tingling, like a slight pressure. Sometimes it could be sharp stabbing pains as well. Or perhaps even other things I haven't mentioned, electric or kind of flowing.
that has mostly to do with your personal energy and the way that it relates to whatever you're feeling.
So to feel a crystal, it's easier to not touch it at all, but to like put your hand over it. Practice with crystals you already have, or with just items in your home, and just like determine the change. Like, how does your hand feel being over here versus being here? This is something that you have to learn and develop. But other than that, being drawn to something, not because a crystal is pretty, but like being kind of drawn or interested in a piece is also an indicator as well. Sometimes you may not feel something energetically, but you can feel an emotional shift, and that is something as well. You can feel the crystal's energy actually touching it and holding it, but you should, while you're learning, it's better to just run your hand over it. So there's that.
So I brought in a couple examples of ugly, powerful crystals.
Yes, so
Pretty doesn't mean anything.
So this piece is jasper.
It is bog jasper.
And it is unattractive, but is a great crystal. So don't pick the prettiest one out of the lot. Especially the... This isn't always the case, but the more processed they are, like for example, polished and shaped, can affect their energy. Who is selling the crystals can affect the crystal's energy.
Yes, that is so
which
true.
is ridiculous. They're like entire booths of crystals where they're all gorgeous but inert because the hands that they have passed through are just like... Yeah. So this is a Madagascar crystal.
From that company.
Actually, this one is too, and as you can see, this one is very clear. There are almost no inclusions at all.
So, yes.
This one, well, okay, let's look at the jasper. So, also, you can feel a crystal through a picture or screen if the imagery hasn't been overly processed. So, if you hold your hand up to the screen, you can attempt to feel this if you like.
When we do our crystal healings in the morning, the crystal that we usually have for you is one of our more powerful ones. The last couple of days we've used our bloodstone, today with the carnelian. Almost all the crystals we have a strong energetic presence of their own. So when Lysander does the crystal healing, he is actually pushing that energy through the camera and at you. So some crystals really do have the power to just be felt. So as you're searching through things, as you're looking at pictures online, if you are going to buy online, go to individual groups here on Facebook where they're selling the exact crystal you see in the picture. That way, if you feel an energy from it, you know that you're getting that crystal, that energy.
Yeah, please read listings, because sometimes the crystal in the picture is not the one you're gonna get, which is understandable. Like, people are not, if they're selling like 100 pieces of amethyst, they're not going to take a picture of every single one. You're going to get a amethyst. So be sure to read listings thoroughly if you do buy online, and know that if, for example, on Madagascar, actually, you do not get the crystal in the picture
No.
because they mine and ship themselves. So the crystals I got, I just had to kind of trust that the ones that would be best for me would be the ones that ended up getting there, and they're awesome. So this is bog jasper, ugly but powerful, and this one is a whalebone fossil.
It looks
like a rock.
It looks like a rock, guys. But this is actually from an ancient whale. It has the bone marrow pores in it and everything, and it is probably one of the best meditation stones I have ever found.
So you could try feeling this one. This one like vibrates like crazy. Which one? Oh, the unpolished large darker one?
Yeah.
Like this one? Oh yeah. Bog jasper.
Bog
So
jasper.
bog jasper, whalebone fossil, super old. Also hold your hand up to the screen. So as an example for learning to feel crystals, neither of these are attractive or get much attention. In fact, how much did you pay for these?
So the bog jasper I got at a rock and mineral show for 50 cents.
50 cents.
Because it's just an ugly rock, and a collector would never want it. And we got our whalebones.
For like $2.
I think mine was $2.
$2. And these are very powerful crystals. So do not judge based on looks or price points. Just because it costs more doesn't mean it's a better crystal or more powerful. Price is usually driven based on the aesthetic appeal and rarity of the crystal and how much it happens to be in demand. For example, citrine used to be a pretty inexpensive stone, but its price has been increasing as its rarity increases. Same for amber. Amber used to be fairly inexpensive a few decades ago. Oh, also this
I was
is...
going to say, are you going to explain what you just did? So that's a citrine.
This is citrine. This is a very pretty piece, as you can see. And there's this hole in the whalebone, and it just like fits perfectly in here. Now watch how the energy changes with them together. And just enjoy that. Sometimes your crystals can also come together in interesting ways. So there is that. I'm going to look through the comments while you tune in.
Sorry for the ongoing lesson. I hope all of you are learning something and enjoying it. This whalebone, I was on the other side of the room and ran over to the table and was like, I need this in my life.
Yeah.
And as soon as I had it, the thought immediately occurred to me that the hole there, the natural hole in that whalebone, was perfect to include a crystal. So I can put any small point in there. I have a quartz crystal and a tiger's eye that I can also insert there, and it amplifies the energy, and it allows for that deeper meditation to take place when I meditate with it. It is absolutely one of the most magical things.
Yeah. I'm glad the clapping tip worked. It just kind of sensitizes your hands to feeling things that you're not accustomed to looking for. So, there is that. So, there's nothing wrong with buying the most attractive crystal, but it doesn't guarantee that it's better. I have a piece of obsidian in here that cost nothing. A friend of mine found it in the mountains, because I live someplace where there's just like deposits of obsidian. That's what that looks like, and it just came out of the earth this way. And it is a fantastic piece. As you can see, it's not like a super amazing looker, but it's not ugly per se either.
Yeah.
So continue to hold up your hands to the screen. Let's see. What's like a really attractive crystal I have laying around?
Here, I'll go grab one. Unpin the comments so that I
Okay.
can actually read things.
Alright, I'm going to unpin the comment. So, madagascarminerals.com. Well, yeah, because it's not like... Well, if you come to Idaho, you can get your own obsidian. You can't have this one. I like it.
I mean, honestly, your orbs are probably the most beautiful.
Yeah.
That one's at least attractive
Yeah.
in its raw state.
This is an attractive raw crystal, red calcite. Raw versus polished, one isn't necessarily better than the other. It's just the less processed the crystal is, more likely its energy is to be intact. This is a tiger's eye orb.
That's actually a fairly impressive cut of tiger's eye too. The bands in it are unbelievable, and it actually has right here, you can vaguely see it, that is a quartz inclusion that runs symmetrically in the crystal. It makes a complete circle. That orb was an amazing find, and I spent so much money. but it was worth it. So, yeah, just some examples of some cool things.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Technically, like, my quartz orbs are probably the fanciest looking that we have. It's my favorite crystal, quartz orbs. Of course, there's regular tumbled rock.
Yeah. Then there's the occasional off thing, like the
This wasn't expensive, but it is interesting. This is
African opal.
onyx.
African onyx, yes.
And this is like, it's not literally green, but it is green onyx. And it has been carved into a goblet. Another thing about, not that I'm trying to sell you on the website, it's just a point of fact, Madagascar Minerals does have carved crystals in the shape of like plates, bowls, and cups. So I thought that was really cool. I haven't ordered those myself, but they look cool.
But we want to.
We want to. Alright, so, how did that even come up?
Yeah, there was like a whole thing.
Well, anyway, so there you, how to pick crystals for your house, how to tell that they're not fake.
There you go. That's how that started. At some point, I guess maybe we'll do a short video of all the crystals in our living room for everyone, just so you can see what we're talking about. Crystals everywhere. Our home is kind of covered.
Alright, so now for some announcements.
Oh, the announcements. This is my favorite part of the day.
If you enjoyed watching the Morning Metaphysical Report, please like, follow, or subscribe to my page or channel so you can continue seeing it and to see all the other content we produce. This free content happens because of support from viewers like yourself.
Thank you.
So if you would like to support the continuation and the growth of the Morning Metaphysical Report and the other spiritual lifestyle content we produce, please visit patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching. You can read about us, the goals we're working towards, and how you can support us, which is through monthly membership. Our lowest membership level is $1 a month and goes up from there, and you receive special perks and rewards in return for your support. Yes. Anything else today?
No, that's it. Just the usual announcements.
Alright, so now we are going to do our book reading for the day.
Woohoo! Book club, everybody.
So today's reading comes from All Is Well by Louise Hay and Mona Lisa Scholes. So a little intro to this book. This addresses the underlying emotional patterns and origins of different physical ailments, and it relates them to emotional centers, aka our chakras. So it goes chapter by chapter, chakra to chakra, describing issues and illnesses related to each center and how to resolve them. On my Facebook page, Lysander's Danthus Clairvoyant Psychic, there is the pinned post is the All Is Well self-assessment quiz. You don't have to take this quiz to benefit from the book, but it might provide additional insight. You will take the quiz, and the areas in which you scored highest will let you know what chakra or emotional center you need the most healing in, that you might be blocked in. And as I read through this book, I will be addressing each of those centers one at a time. So I'm going to be continuing the chapter I'm reading, which addresses the root chakra or first emotional center, and that chakra pertains to the physical issues related to bones, joints, blood, immune system, and skin. So I will read the next section, which pertains to immune system disorders and the emotional causes that lay underneath. Immune system disorders. People who have immune system related problems such as allergies to food and the environment, who catch colds or the flu frequently, and who have more serious autoimmune disorders often feel that they don't fit in anywhere and tend to be loners. These people isolate themselves because, in many instances, they feel that their needs don't match the needs of people around them. So any mingling feels overwhelming. Even on a one-on-one basis, these very sensitive people are unable to relate, so they can't create and maintain relationships that would provide them with a feeling of safety and security. This alienation makes them feel that the world is against them. Okay. If you have allergies and immune system disorders, take heart. There are medical options available. Immune and allergy problems can often be treated effectively with a range of pharmaceuticals and herbal supplements. However, it is an imperfect science. We encourage people to also find ways to lessen the stress that is often at the root of immune system disorders. The first step in doing this is identifying the emotional component of their health problems and incorporating healing affirmations into their regimen. This is vital to achieving and maintaining health. The overall theme for these kinds of disorders is trust, safety, and self-love. As in all other areas, your affirmations will differ depending on the thought or behavior and the ailment. For example, people who are allergy prone may tell themselves that they are allergic to everything and everyone, or that they have no control over their lives. These kinds of negative thoughts can be replaced with the following affirmation. The world is a safe and friendly place. I am safe. I am at peace with life. On the other hand, if you are susceptible to a disorder such as EBV, you may have fears of not being good enough. I think that's the Epstein-Barr virus. You may feel your inner support is being drained, or that you are not receiving love and appreciation from those around you. To transform this mindset, Louise recommends the healing affirmation, I relax and recognize my self-worth. I am good enough. Life is easy and joyful. People who get the flu frequently tend to respond to mass negativity. They can diffuse this negativity with the affirmation, I am beyond group beliefs or the calendar. I am free from all congestion and influence. For those who have mononucleosis, negative thoughts are associated with anger at not receiving love. A healing affirmation is, I love and appreciate and take care of myself. I am enough. You must also look at your behavior in your day-to-day life. Are you shutting yourself off from other people? Do you feel like nobody understands you? The first thing you need to do is identify what events or people make you feel rejected, criticized, or judged. Though people may seem to do and express things without fact, most of the time they are expressing a legitimate need. Try to remove the emotion from these requests and look at the underlying need. This may help take some of the sting out of what is happening or being said. It will help create tolerance in both your external world and your internal world. The activity of your white blood cells pushing away and attacking foreign objects is the same as you doing this in your life. So working on emotional tolerance often translates into physical tolerance, creating a stronger immune system. The other important behavior change is simply to force yourself to be around people. Just as I said before, start small. Once a week, try to take part in one activity where you are not alone. Easing into relationships will help things go more smoothly. You can try out any number of activities. Gaming clubs, church groups, and even family get-togethers will help you see that the world isn't your enemy. Address these two aspects of health, the physical and emotional, and you will begin to see the world through new eyes. Your mood will be more stable and you will feel more content. You will begin to consider the needs of the group as well as your own. Instead of constantly assuming you are being betrayed and attacked, you will react to challenges calmly and with proper emotion. You will come to see value and safety in other people. And finally, you will find balance in your responsibilities to yourself and your family, friends, and coworkers. This balance is the key to health in the first emotional center or root chakra. From the Clinic Files, Immune System Disorders Case Study. Larry, now aged 32, grew up painfully shy and gawky and spent much of his time on his own. His brothers even found him odd, and he felt like an outcast in his own family. Things did not get better for him when he was on his own. At work, he stayed to himself and quickly became known as unapproachable. While he had had problems with allergies his whole life, they became increasingly worse over the years, and he developed more complicated immune system disorders. One day, Larry came down with a fever. He was exhausted, feverish, and achy all the time. Eventually, he was diagnosed with mononucleosis and the Epstein-Barr virus. Larry had difficulty feeling safe and secure in the world, and his social phobia became symbolized in his body's defense mechanism, the white blood cells of the immune system. While allergies can manifest in many ways, skin rashes, runny nose, itchy eyes, irritable bowels, and so on, these all fall under the category of immune system dysfunction because the symptoms come from a reaction of your white blood cells against a foreign body. Basically what happens is that the body senses a foreign object, determines that it is a threat, and sends the white blood cells to destroy it. These cells release irritating substances like histamines, leukotrienes, and prostaglandins in an attempt to attack the allergen. This flood of chemicals causes the inflammation response, which brings with it runny eyes and nose, wheezing and sneezing, itching and twitching, and digestive distress. With a healthy immune system, the body can tolerate the allergens without mounting such an intense attack, meaning fewer and less intense symptoms. Since Larry had many of these allergies, he had a few standard medical options. 1. Restriction. The goal in this method is to stay away from allergens that bring about symptoms. All I have to say about that is good luck. This is a very temporary solution for most people. They may have improved symptoms for a month or two, but soon the wheezing, sneezing, and itching return. Also, not being in contact with the substances on a regular basis weakens the immune system further, thus leading to more intolerance in the body. Continuing on this path leads to life becoming more and more limited and controlled. Boy, have I seen that happen. 2. Medication. There are many medications on the market that counteract the allergic response. Just as with restriction, this method doesn't address the underlying cause of allergies, it simply treats the symptoms. For milder allergies, antihistamines like Benadryl, Clarinix, Atarax, and Allegra, and so on offer a good option. These target the histamines being released by white blood cells. Keep in mind that antihistamines are only recommended for people under the age of 70 because they can lead to problems with memory and urination in older people. In addition to antihistamines, there are medicines including Singulair and Aculate that target leukotriene production. Oral, topical, and inhaled steroids are the mainstay for the most severe allergy cases. While the other medications work against inflammation by preventing the production of histamines and leukotrienes, steroids take more drastic action, blocking both the body's release and acceptance of these chemicals. Because of the drastic effects of steroids, you cannot stay on them forever without experiencing severe long-term side effects, including osteoporosis, ulcers, and immune suppression. This is likely why Larry came down with EBV and mono. His immune system had become compromised. 3. Immunotherapy. In this process, you are actually injected with minute amounts of what you are allergic to in an attempt to train your white blood cells to tolerate the allergen. The shots are given in an arm once or twice a week for several months. These treatments are recommended for people with severe allergies or for those who have symptoms for more than 3 months per year. Since Larry had been taking steroids for years, the first thing we did was to gradually taper off his usage. We also had him work with an acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist to strengthen his immune system's ability to fight viruses and at the same time be calm enough to tolerate his environment. One herb among many that was recommended to him is called Wu Cha Sang, and it is said to improve white blood cell function, especially after prolonged chemotherapy treatment. In addition, Larry worked with a nutritionist to make sure he had a good balanced diet full of dark leafy vegetables. We also recommended that he take good pharmaceutical grade vitamin supplement that contained vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, and B complex. He also started taking astragalus, DHA, turmeric, and ginger because these supplements have been known to ease the symptoms of EBV. Along with the treatments Larry's medical team helped lay out, he also began to work with affirmations for fever. I am the cool, calm expression of peace and love. Mono. I love and appreciate and take care of myself. I am enough. EBV. I relax and recognize my self-worth. I am good enough. Life is easy and joyful. And muscle aches. I experienced life as a joyous dance. These helped him change the negative thoughts that kept him locked in illness. He also worked hard to put himself in situations where he was forced to interact with other people. This healing package of medicine, behavioral changes, and affirmations worked together to put Larry's health back on the right track. All right, we are going to leave the reading there for today. Tomorrow we will continue, and the next section is about skin problems. So if you'd like to continue hearing from this book, continue to catch the Morning Report. Or you can buy it for yourself.
And as always, make sure that you have liked and subscribed or liked and followed Lysander, Xanthus, Clairvoyant, Psychic. He just recently changed the title, so I keep forgetting it. And The Kitchen Witch for fantastic videos coming up here in the future. I've been thinking about it since our talk earlier about crystals. I think we should plan a live video where we just show everyone the living room and we sit and we have tea and we just talk about crystals.
Yeah.
Just casual conversation.
Do you just want to gather all the crystals so they're easier to show?
No, I'd show them the living room, and I mean, we'd be sitting on the couch, so we'd be surrounded by all the best ones anyways.
That's true.
And that would give us a chance to show off our beautiful home.
I mean, yes, it is beautiful. It's just a funny thought. Well, we are going to be drawing the Morning Report to a close very soon. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching today, and I hope it has been of benefit to you all.
Yes, absolutely.
Any final words?
Stupid thing popped into my head, so no.
Alrighty then. Well, Indigo says, would love tea and crystal talk.
Right?
Well,
Doesn't that sound like fun? Tea and crystals. Tea and crystals.
yes. Well, I will definitely be live again later today doing what exactly, I don't know yet. Could be readings or showing stuff or something
I feel
else.
like you should do a reading video. You know, today is that good energy. I think everyone could benefit from a little extra guidance.
All right. Well, I hope to see you all later for that. Thank you, everyone, for the feedback. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you all later.
Namaste, everybody.
Bye.